The moon. Yeah, so Aquarius, I get the sense overall that there's a lot of fears and illusions going on right now in your environment. There's a lot of, reading between the lines that many of us are trying to do as we decipher the messages being told to us through the news outlets and media. We're trying to make heads and tails of what's being said through the health experts, through your local news outlets, and what the administration is saying, as well as what the international news is saying. There is a lot of fear there. There's a lot of fear based on the statistics, and I'm hearing disconcerted efforts of our administration. The U.S. was late to, I'm hearing the U.S. was late to the party. All right. So, there is a sense that that our preparedness was downplayed, and had we taken the initial reports of the outbreak seriously a lot sooner, when we first heard about it in Wuhan, we probably would have been in a better position. And I do get the sense that the collective is of that mindset, right? I do get the sense that as a nation, many of us are sharing that point of view and that perspective on the situation. There are efforts, being made, coordinated efforts to work together as a nation and as a human race. It's not perfect. It's still very chaotic. And because of that imperfection, and because of the chaos and the uncertainty, it's breeding a lot of fear in many of us, as we're seeing in hoarding and panic buying, and the fact that many of us are being told to stay home and not go to work. Some of us are, at home on paid leave or paid leave status, or you're able to work from home, so you're still able to earn an income. But there are also many of us who, if they're not at work on the clock, then they're not earning money, they're not earning a paycheck, and that's breeding a lot of fear. So it's time for us to turn within, open our hearts, and lead from heart-centeredness. Random acts of kindness is going to go a long way to get through this situation. It's going to get worse before it gets better. According to the health experts, they're talking about the United States peaking in 45 days. So it's going to continue to get worse before it peaks, and then we're going to start to see the downward slope from there on out, the improvements. But it's time for us to connect as human beings and to be kinder to one another, and to come together as a community to help heal, but to help support one another through this crisis. Granted, we're practicing social distancing, in some certain situations, self-quarantining, but there's ways to check in on one another through text messages, video chats, direct messages. For those of you that are healers, distance Reiki goes a long way. A comfort listening, just being that friend, being that support that someone may need goes a long way. All right. You're being asked to tap into your intuition, to flow with the situation, and to be that beacon of light for others. So how are you feeling? Like the world has gone upside down? Yeah, and I guess in some instances and aspects it has. But this too shall pass. This is a cycle. This is something that was meant to happen. And I feel like this is a gift in its own weird way. Yes, we are in a chaotic time period right now. Yes, we are being called to suddenly shift our lives in an unprecedented manner. We may be facing a recession in this economy, perhaps even a depression, more to follow. But what this situation is gifting us with, and it is a gift, is time with family, time with our loved ones. Because many of us before this, we're working 40, 50 hours a week, running the kids to, soccer practice, ballet, music lessons, you're running to the gym, whatever. Everybody had very busy lives. They were scheduled and booked to the hilt. Barely any time to eat dinner together, barely any time for your personal life. barely any time for your relationship between you and your spouse. But now all that has changed. We are now gifted with nothing but time to be at home with our family, with our spouses, with our friends, with our neighbors, with our community. Yeah. So see that as a gift. Absolutely. See that as a gift, because it is. It is. And our world has been turned upside down, literally overnight, it feels like. It's time to flow with it. It's time to up-level ourselves and say, all right, this is the new normal. From here on out, things will never be the same again, and they won't. This experience is going to change every single one of us. Yeah. So it's time to just flow with it, recognize it, and expand with it. Yeah. All right. So the situation, Two of Wands, it's expansion. It's looking into the future. We're being asked to be creative and innovative with how we conduct our new normal, how we conduct our lives, how we're going to navigate this difficult situation. It's going to require us to be, I'm hearing I'm hearing ingenuity. There's definitely a creative aspect to all this, but it's going to require us to think outside the box to run our lives, to go through our daily lives. How we socialize and interact with one another is going to change. It really has. I mean, with social distancing and, self-quarantining, that's a thing, Oh, geez. Sorry about that. Just rattling the desk. Things fell. But yeah, with social distancing and self-quarantining, I mean, we as a human race crave contact, crave, human interaction. But now we're going to have to get creative with how we connect with one another. It's, through online platforms, through live meetups, I've been seeing a lot of people having cocktail hour online, and someone will host it and say, hey, show up at 5:30 with your drink in hand and let's talk about whatever topic. So I mean, it's our new normal, and many of us are going to have to embrace this and really turn this into a positive. And like I said, we're never going to be the same again. We're not. It's just really going to expand us as a human race and as a nation. First off, as a nation, this is completely unprecedented. We haven't seen anything like this in the United States ever. I guess maybe the closest thing we saw to this was the Spanish flu in 1917, 1918. This is still different, and as far as the economy, well, the Great Depression of 1929. We're not quite there yet. We are on trajectory for something like that. The unemployment rate is skyrocketing. And a lot of people are scared and nervous and fearful of the unknown. But it's time for us to really expand and up-level ourselves and be that support system for those in need. Random acts of kindness are going to go a very long way right now in this crisis. It is. And it's all about our attitude. It's all about us staying grounded and staying focused and staying positive and saying, all right, this is the reality, but I'm not going to let it beat me. The sun's going to come up. This is the overall outcome. This is the overall advice from Spirit for you all, Aquarius. The sun is shining. There is happiness on the horizon. There is a blessing and a healing on the horizon. And it's going to be up to us to be that blessings to others in need, right? So you may be a blessing to someone, and someone may be a blessing to you. But it's all about how we tackle this together. We can't do it as individuals. We can't do this, in solitude. It's about us connecting as a collective and coming together as communities to support the greater community, right? Yeah, but stay positive, focus on the good. There's a lot of good right now that's coming out of this, and it's the gift of time. It's the gift of time and, quality interactions with your children, with your family, with your spouses, with your loved ones, their neighbors. Again, within the guidelines of, the health department officials. But still, this is a gift for us to come together and to really remember what truly is important to us and what's not. All right. So, okay, Aquarius, let's go ahead and check in with the Work Your Light deck and get some fresh air. Go for a walk, go for a jog. Circulating the blood goes a long way, not only for your body, but for your mental clarity. Absolutely. Get outside. Don't stay stuck in the house. All right, so you got 2 cards. The first one is from Star Mother. It came in reverse. And it's how can you mother yourself? So this is about self-care, Aquarius. Because it's coming in reverse, perhaps some of you may not be doing that. But it's time to really focus upon yourself and really take a good hard look at what's going on mentally. I'm really getting the sense that there's a lot of mental confusion, that, some of you may not be dealing very well with being isolated and cooped up in the house. Can lead to maybe depression or, emotional uncertainty. So make sure that you're getting outside, getting fresh air every day, maybe 30 minutes, just walk, walk around the block, do a couple of laps, just get outside. If you have pets, walk your dog. If you have kids, let them ride their bikes, be outside with them. It's all about taking care of yourself. All right. It's time to focus on you. So I also get the sense that there's a lot of you who are workaholics, who are really all about the job and all about, just, moving up the career ladder, and you're neglecting your light. You're neglecting yourselves. Well, now is a chance for you to mother yourself. All right. This is a gift. This is a gift for you. Your second card came in as Unbound, and it's reversed. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Let me show it up right. Look at that. Yeah. So I get the sense that, with what's going on the global scale, I feel like this is just a huge reset button for human connectedness. It's really forcing us to take a hard look and evaluate what's truly important for us. I feel like we all got caught up in the grind, in the daily grind of success, of money, of achievement, of rewards and awards, and it's like you had to have the perfect house and the perfect car and the perfect wardrobe and this and that. No. What's happening now, I feel like all of that is collapsing, and it's time for us to really evaluate what's truly important to us. And it's not all that. It's who do you have in your life, and who are you, and really defining who you're meant to be and rediscovering yourself, getting to know yourself on a much deeper, much personal, much more spiritual level. Because once you connect with self, all of this pre-programmed thought goes away, right? Because this is about releasing soul patterns. We have been programmed up to this point to live a certain lifestyle, to live by a certain set of expectations that were put upon us, not what we had defined for ourselves. Now is an opportunity to literally reset all that and be like, all right, from here on out, this is what's important to me. This is how I'm going to really prioritize my life. And it's not going to be by those false standards or, false set of expectations. Yeah. So let's go ahead and pull from the Sacred Earth. Breathing exercises will really help you when you're feeling stressed out or when you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed or emotional. Just breathe, do some light stretching. A great breathing technique is, I don't know what it's called, but you do it in sets of 4 seconds. So you take a deep breath in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds at the top, release that breath for 4 seconds, hold at the bottom for 4 seconds, and just do that slow cyclical breathing exercise. And it really works wonders to clear your head. If you're feeling pressure, if you're feeling like you have a headache, if you're feeling stressed out, if you're just feeling like you're going to lose your mind, you can do that while you're walking outside. You can do it in the shower and just let, the hot water just fall on your body and just, release the stress. It's a great way. And That's a great exercise in shamanism. We call it releasing the hucha. And hucha is negative energy that you have pent up inside of you. And that's a great breathing technique, especially when you can focus that breath onto water. You're releasing your hucha and you're allowing the water to dissolve, to purify, and to wash away the negativity as you breathe it out of your body. All right. So some of you are going to have to release your hucha. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and see what the sacred earth has for you all. Fragments coming in reverse. I get the sense that this is synonymous with the unbound card. Releasing soul patterns, releasing habits, just releasing fragments of yourself. And this is coming in reverse because now it's saying, all right, you have to release the negative, but you have to pull in the pieces that were lost. So I'm also I'm hearing soul retrieval. All right. It's not that, maybe some of you do need soul retrievals, but what Spirit wants me to say about this is to talk about the theory of the soul retrieval. When we experience trauma, and it could be any type of trauma, it results in soul loss. And what that means is that a fragment of our soul is broken off and is, released into the ether. And what that does is it takes that painful situation or that painful experience and it takes it away from us. But we're losing a piece of ourselves, a piece of our soul. And as it remains floating out there, it remains unhealed. But what this time period is allowing us to do is to give ourselves time to connect with ourselves and to heal ourselves and to really regain and reclaim lost aspects of ourselves and of our soul. So the theory is to, bring that is to integrate that wound, to heal it and integrate the wisdom back into yourself, right? Yeah, depending on how deep you want to go with your healing, you may want to, consider a soul retrieval with a shaman. Others, that may not be your cup of tea, and it's just about getting down to the root of the core wound, what caused the trauma, and really start working with healing yourself, putting yourself back together piece by piece, little by little. Yeah, and like I said, many of us are not working. We have a lot of time in our hands. This is a perfect time to really start working on yourself and do the things that you've always say you want to do, but you never have time because there's just not enough time in the weekends to do it. Well, now you have the time. So I feel like this is what's coming through for you all, Aquarius, is to heal and integrate not only yourselves, but you have to heal and integrate yourself so you can heal others and come together as a community. All right. Up next is a message from Nature's Whispers. This is beautiful. You're worth it. Yeah, absolutely. You are so worth it. You're worth it to put the time and effort and energy into your healing, into your integration. And some of you, there is a wound pertaining to self-worth. Yeah, you're worth it, Aquarius. All right. Okay, first up, your Archangel message is coming in from Archangel Ariel. It's a message of prosperity. Your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Yeah. So I feel like, with the state of the nation and the state of the economy, there's a lot of fear-based messages that's coming through, over the news reports and so forth. But this is about you staying grounded in your reality and just knowing that you are taken care of. All right. There is a stimulus program or package that's being pushed through Congress. We'll see how that works. It's meant to help. There are also discussions about deferring rent, certain utilities. There's relief. There's relief. All right. So just know that it is a tense situation financially, but the federal government recognizes that. State governments are recognizing that. And I feel like things are going to be okay, that there's going to be forgiveness programs and policies that are coming out in the very near future, maybe the next few days, next week or so. All right. But focus on your bank accounts, just know that things are taken care of, and your spirit guides and spirit angels are around you taking care of you. But yeah, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams. So I do get the sense that it's talking about materialism. It's talking about your material needs. So I feel like food, shelter, clothing, all that's taken care of. All right. The food situation, it's just a matter of the trucks getting to the supermarkets to restock the food. Our food supply is fine. It's just getting the deliveries to the supermarkets faster and on a more frequent basis. And all of us doing our parts to not panic shop and not hoard certain items. All right. It's time to just sort of maintain our wits, maintain centeredness, get into alignment with reality and be like, all right, we're good. We've got everything that we need in the house. Refrigerator is stocked. We only need the basics, right? So just keep that in mind, okay, as we go forward. And lastly, your angel message is coming in from Azure. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it to happen. Yeah, that's beautiful.